Today, we highlight the work of Fatma Alqallaf, a digital and handmade collage artist whose journey began back in her school days. Fatima discovered her love for art in an unconventional way, collecting scraps from papers, magazines, and even wrappers from restaurants and chocolates. This interest, sparked at a young age, became the foundation of her distinctive style. Supported by her mother and family, Fatima's creative curiosity was nurtured early on. As she grew, Fatima delved deeper into collage, blending both digital and traditional techniques to express herself. Her work today captures her lifelong journey with collage, a passion that has only flourished with time. Through her art, Fatima continues to share her unique perspective, combining fragments of reality with surreal imagination and reminding us of the beauty in reimagining the ordinary.
We are back to our show again, Beyond the Craft, and now we are in the workshop with our distinguished guest. So please welcome the artist, Fatma Alqallaf. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation to attend your workshop, Fatma.
Welcome, Abdulaziz.
You're most welcome, and thank you so much for the amazing hospitality. So first of all, we've been in your workshop. We saw too many amazing stuff like papers and scissors and glue.
Yeah.
And also boards and even different things. But I know you for a long time. Since which year you started this kind of art?
Actually, we can go for the 90s when I was 16.
Okay, 90s.
Yeah, I started my working with collages actually since I was a teenager. I like the idea of cutting and pasting and how to stick layers on each other to create something new.
So you found yourself in the school that time? Because I know the school that time in the 90s was full with too many different activities, especially in the art galleries.
Yeah, exactly. That time, we didn't have that in our school. So when I got back from school, finishing my homework, I wanted some time alone, and I started doing my collages.
But that time, people not familiar with collage. So how did you discover yourself? Like, did you cut something and then you found out?
Actually, back then, it's not that time only. To me, I knew that it's called collage a few years ago. Back then, it was just us wanting to create something out of fun things from like when we grow up, or things we want to buy, or things we'd like to create. So we used to collect pictures to put them all together on one paper to create something out of, like, let's say, it's similar to a vision board.
Okay.
But now it became more creative to create a piece of art or to go even beyond the regular kind of collage.
I remember that time in the 90s, people go to the book with too many different papers and writing. You've been to this kind also?
Yes, of course,
You
all
put
of my friends.
your favorite singer on it like this?
Yeah, exactly, favorite singer and my favorite friends and all the pictures we had together. We share the memories. All of these what used to be like a memory or a diary. So it's back then, you used to call it diary, but now it's something else.
Different profession, now it becomes a huge profession in the world and high demand. But do you remember your first artwork ever when you combine some artwork together? Do you remember your first time?
Yeah, I do. Actually, it was a box. I was wanting to put all of my things that's like, let's say, diary and the things I'd like to use every day as a hobby. I created the box, and then when I created the box, I put the things that has to relate to it, which is collage things, stickers, scissors, glue, and these kind of things inside that box. And then I started to go for my files, my notebooks for school, the things that made that time.
So you decorate your books and notebooks also. And how was the impression with your teachers and your family when they see like too many good decorations?
It actually was to them, what is that?
Okay.
It was a bit weird because they used to like things neat, and collage is kind of, to some people, messy and looks random.
And eruption?
To some people, yes. But after a while, they understood that this is something to be a collective piece of a personal experience.
So how was the family support that time? I know like people it seems it's a little bit weird, but how was their support to you that time?
Back then, it was for my mother. She used to like notice that I pay attention to special pictures. Why do I collect specific papers? So it was for her paying attention and not stopping me.
So every time she provided you a magazine or a newspaper?
Yeah, actually, she took me, I used to nag a lot about that. I used to say I would like to go and buy the magazines and these things, and she would take me there.
So before she thought like maybe you want to buy it to read it. Then she noticed you were always cutting it. Huh?
Yes, exactly. I read it and finish, and then I use the pictures.
The pictures. So
Yeah.
you've been like in the 90s. There is too many different magazines, storytelling, cartoons, fashion, different style. You combine all the magazines with you,
Yeah.
and then you start cutting all of
Yeah,
them.
back then it used to be a very amount of huge kind of celebrities and magazines about fashion and even decoration. Nowadays it's more fewer.
No.
Yeah.
But that time there is no workshop. So that time you do all in your room or in the living room.
No, actually in my living room and sometimes in my school.
So
Yeah.
when you see the bunch of papers in the ground, how they say to you all the time?
Well, still till today, Fatma, when are you going to clean this?
Then you found out this, we call it the recycle. But I know for recycle, every piece it's important to you. Maybe it will be combined like in a new art, right?
Yes, exactly.
I know like people who went into the wood, any bunch of wood, it's like an art for you. Any small piece of the paper, it's something different to you.
Yeah, actually, I pay attention to even paper bags from restaurants, menus, tickets, and these kind of things. That makes me feel like I want to collect a memory out of it. And even chocolate bars, piece of papers, wrapping, it's all has a value.
It all has a value.
Yeah.
So now, until all these years, when you are in the 90s, you are a teenager at that time, and now you are an adult, and you have an occupation, you are an employee. Still, the passion goes on, but in a very professional level. What the things motivates you all the time these years, Fatma?
You mean motivates me about creating the art?
Yes.
Actually, it's human behavior. I love enjoying the details of how a person can react to things, or let's say how a baby or a child can dance through happiness.
Okay.
These kind of things inspires me. Sometimes the way people think, it's kind of also give me an inspiration, a connection, a relationship. These kind of things always makes me feel like I want to create out of it some kind of art, and also emotions and thoughts.
So the human sense and the expression motivates you and attracts you?
Yeah, actually curiosity about a human, yes. Yeah.
So I know you've been facing too many different circumstances and even too many stories. So when did you get the point, no, this is my profession? From one certain story happened, or because you always give your emotions with it, or your emotion with your beloved ones?
It's actually, no, it's not about the experience. It's more like an inner experience. It's how I feel. It's sometimes I need to express. I need to, let's say, show it in a different way other than talking or sharing it verbally. I go for, it's not a big deal for a certain feeling to explore it, but it's like more like in the enjoyment of showing it or expressing it in a different way other than talking.
So it's a better way to express your feelings, we can say.
Nowadays, it's like a beautiful way. Yeah.
I know, because now, because of we call it, of the noise of the life, we have too many circumstances and commitments with family, with children, with work. So this is the time for 1 hour, for 2 hours of collage. It's like make you feel different,
Yeah.
good energy.
Exactly.
That time, that was your passion. So these amazing things behind me, it's combined for too many years for the artworks together. So do you have some like artwork for you? You just keep it until today?
I do. I have my own notebook and I do my collages in it. It's like my time, me time, whereas like me having my self-inquiry or self-reflection about whatever I have in thoughts or feelings or things to process.
We are ready to check your artwork. I already check it. It's an amazing artwork. We saw too many different styles of your artwork, how you are combining the papers together. And we are curious about your thoughts and your inspire. Who inspires you all the time, Fatma?
As I said, human behavior. Mostly who inspires me is like how people think and how they react through things. And my connection, or let's say my relationship to them and how I feel kind of it makes me like inspired.
And also because you do courses about collage and people combining in your workshop and even in the private places and too many different locations. You met too many different people and the categories, men, women, young, old, people coming, you see their expressions. Tell me about the story you will not forget until today, and one certain emotion of the person. He did something and you saw something different of him.
Actually, the most like common story. Almost everyone comes here, enjoy the time where they can feel like they are back to their childhood. where they can express the way they want to feel, like the way they express is like, it feels like they don't have any other concerns in life, where they do not check their phones, they enjoy their time, they actually fully live in the moment. That's actually the most beautiful thing I can experience.
I notice when people enter your courses and your training and your workshops, they are coming just being silent. Everyone have his own distance. It's normal in the human behavior, especially men and women. Then the time when they are going and searching for the papers, you will see their eyes a little bit high instinct. Then you will see their smile. Then they are talking to each other. So it's like a therapy.
It is actually therapeutic. It's kind of make them more calm because they are letting go out of anything they haven't concerned in their heads, where they actually have to. I actually ask them to let go for whatever they came from and where they're going to, and they just focus on the moment where they're cutting the papers and they hear the sound of the papers and feel the texture, and they actually enjoy the experiment of enjoying each other while talking or not.
Nice. I am curious to know about your first time when you do a workshop. That time maybe the people not high demand, or maybe some people not aware about the collage. What is this and how? What is this? What's just piece of paper? How did you encourage them the first time when you do your own workshop?
So to them, when they come the first time, it's always to them a question mark. They don't know anything about collage, whereas like in our country, or maybe a lot of countries, do not know much about collages. Collage is like to them a question mark. It's like, what should I do? And I don't know what to do. So they come a little bit nervous, where I ask them just to relax and go roam around the magazines and just pick the picture that feels right for them, where they feel like in the, why not?
Why not? Why you gave them always 2 hours for your workshop? Why not? Why it's not only 1 hour?
It's actually needs more than 3 hours. It's not 2 hours, it's 3 hours. And the 3 hours, they feel like it's a little bit, they need a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the way they are moving, or the way they are cutting and they are putting combining?
Because when they go and search for the pictures, they actually came from a state that made them change through the process of the collage, and they feel like they want to change the pictures. And that's the whole point of the collage. It's like changing how you feel into a more peaceful state, and they do feel it. And once they are in the middle of the collage, they feel like they want to add something, so they go roam around again, and they want to create something more joyful to them than the experience they had at the beginning.
The good thing I saw in your workshop, your family always supporting you, especially your kids and even your family, your brothers, sisters. How does it feel to you? Sometimes they are all with you and they are helping you arranging with the attendance.
It's actually as much as they can, they clear the space for me, and they go for whatever I need for, let's say, carrying heavy stuff for outside workshops or inside workshops.
With the boxes?
Yeah, they do help me a lot.
So what do you want to say to them from this one?
I appreciate that a lot, and that's actually very beautiful. I'm really lucky to have them and grateful for them.
And also, we send, on behalf of our show, we send our gratitude to them as well. You're studying computer science, and you are in a different profession, and you're working in the public sector. So how can you link between your personal life and your habits and your hobby?
The only link I have between my profession and my collage is working with my hands.
Nice.
And the other thing, I actually detach.
How do you manage between your work and your hobby?
They are really understanding and supportive as well. I really appreciate let's say my manager and all the co-workers. Exactly, they do actually support me, and that's the thing I was hoping for.
Did you add some for artwork in your work in certain events? They saw your artwork.
Yeah, actually, I gathered them to have a workshop here with me.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how they are perspective?
They enjoyed it. They didn't expect that, to be honest, because they don't know anything about much about collages. But when they tried it, they really enjoyed it.
What about your friend Fatma? Fatma, I always see you. I saw her always with you when you are working together.
Yeah, she's my best friend, and she do crochet, which also a handcraft, and that actually makes us like we are in the same page of creating things. And she does give workshops as well. So we support each other on that side as well.
So at least she's supporting you. You're always supporting her.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't have to support me. She's my best friend.
Nice, because from heart to heart is different.
Yeah.
But the way you are dealing, because crochet a little bit not similar to collage, but you have to be patient. So how do you talking and negotiate with each other?
Actually, we can go on a collaboration. We can go at the same time collage and crochet, where we can create both arts together. So it can work together. It's all the same.
It's all the same. So you already planned to do this.
Yes, exactly.
So we are curious to know more about the other certain plans and even about the tools.
Inshallah.
So are you ready?
Inshallah.
Born ready. So dear viewers, let's go to this tiny break. Then we'll continue show Beyond the Graph with our distinguished guest, the artist Fatma Alqallaf. Stay tuned. The most exciting and enjoyable thing that now actually we are working now with our distinguished guest Fatma, and in your special place. I see like a cutting mat here and a glue and a scissors and too many different pieces of papers from magazine, from old magazine. This is like your work all the time. You've been into all of these?
Yeah, exactly. I do this with magazines, papers, and also even the advertisement papers, and even the restaurant pieces on the tray. I use them.
So any piece you take, it's precious to you.
Yeah, it's I don't pick them like randomly. It's like it has to be something special about it.
So any gift for you? Is it just bring you a magazine?
Yes.
And just piece of papers.
Yeah.
This is a good gift.
Yes.
So do you remember one of your family give you like this kind of gifts?
Yeah, actually my friends give me scissors all the time.
Nice.
And everyone travels, give me magazines from abroad, or sometimes maps. So
Nice.
whatever material has the paper it's in it, it's going to be very valuable.
And also I am curious to check your equipments and tools, especially the scissors. The viewers, you see, it's like different, it's like very comfortable. So all my hands can be inside all my fingers. So what is the link between the collage artist and the scissors?
It's the tool that can shape or reshape everything.
This is like the main tool?
Exactly, the main tool. Yeah, it has to be the main tool because you have to cut. Collage means the art of cut and stick, gluing.
The gluing.
Yes.
But how do you hold the scissors? What is the technique? Okay, I will take a scissors and I can't cut, but the way how we do the shape like you, it's different.
It's more like you have to be in alignment with your hands and eyes in the same time, and you go with balancing your hand. Like you cannot go for a shape that is already shaped. You can go with the shape you have in your head.
Nice. So I noticed like different kind of scissors. You have small, big, holding, very like we call very distinct from each other because everyone is suitable for one certain amount of artwork.
Yeah.
And even you have different kind of tools also.
Yeah, I do have the tweezers.
Tweezer.
Yeah, and the small scissors, they can go for only detailed pictures. The big scissors can go for the edges or whatever.
And even the ruler are here also.
Yeah, they are ready to be used, to be honest. Because, as I told you, there are no rules here, so we don't need the ruler.
So
yeah.
You can put anything, any piece of paper or wood, it's precious to you. Is this your diary?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, can you give it to me, please? I noticed like this is like her artwork, so I am curious to see. When I am folding the pages here, I see, oh my, mashallah, nice. Even there's like a surrealism style here, but this is like not a digital. This is collage surrealism, we can say.
This is a handmade collage, yes. Sometimes it can be surreal.
Nice. And even see the artwork. She combined too many pieces of papers together to combine like an amazing artwork. But why you go too much in the earth and the universe too much? I notice a few.
It's actually has to do with whatever I have to go through during doing this work. So if I have, let's say, something inside of me roaming, or let's say an inner experience, these kind of pictures can symbol one thing or an idea or a feeling. So it doesn't have to be always about the universe material or elements. Sometimes it has to do with the creatures or colors or specific patterns.
I noticed like any kind of artwork, there's like a message on it, but in a normal oil canvas. But for the collage, there is like different kind of indirect messages because you combine everything together. People don't get used to know what is the direct message.
Yeah, even if you do one, it's going to be a puzzle for me. everyone who creates collages, it's a puzzle for everyone else to read it, because they're going to read it for their own perspective. But when you do know what's going on inside of you or what you have to process, you're going to see that it's a reflection of whatever you had inside.
So it's a reflection from my heart and my brain.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. So this kind of artwork I mentioned, and too many kind of tools, you have to bring too many tools like scissors, sticker, glue, scissors, ruler, plenty of scissors and rulers, more than the papers also. So what kind of challenge you're facing per day? Like, as you know, you are in a professional way, in an advanced way. So what is the challenge you are facing now?
The only challenge I have is like magazine is going to be discontinued. So this is the only thing I have to like look for, or let's say order online or whatever, get from the when I travel, because they are really heavy. Sometimes I have to like pay extra to get them. And this is the only obstacle I really have.
So the material is the paper.
Yeah.
This is the lack of the material of the kind of magazines.
Yes, exactly.
So this is the most important issue now we have to think about it. So the way you are doing, so you're ordering magazines and people bring it to you, so the more papers you have, it's good for you.
Yes.
This is the most important. But do you focus about certain magazine more like colorful, more like bright, more like man sheet, more like big font, or just like any
No, actually I have them in categories.
Okay.
So a lot of people go for specific things when they want to go for a collage. Some people for fashion, some people for designing, some people want to, let's say, nature. So it's more the quality of a picture that can be like chosen for a lot of people is more valued.
And even the way you distribute all of them, is everything for certain category?
Yes.
And that's why it's not just like you put just any piece of paper. Everything is something reflect to something for you.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. So we got something for you. I will check the papers later. So these kind of things are always enjoyable. It makes you. When I've been here in your workshop, I felt like I am isolated from everything. Like I'm focusing for one thing. I just want to do something for myself, and that's it. How often you stay in your workshop per day?
If I get in, I don't stay less than 3 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
And your family respect that? They give you your space?
Yeah, sometimes they join me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to talk to you, have to come here.
Yes.
And you're good, and you're focusing, and they are talking.
Yes, and they sometimes they see me doing it, and they feel curious to do it. So they enjoy the process also of it.
That's why I noticed the family support. They give you like in a good area and to do your artwork.
I'm really grateful for my family and my friends' support, and especially my mom, where she did already provided me for the space to create my workshops.
So she's your biggest supporter.
Yeah.
You always show her your artwork?
Sometimes, yes, I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what about her perspective?
Sometimes she get it, but sometimes it's kind of hard for her because I have kind of, everyone says it's like a different way of point of view.
Nice. And the way I notice when you do your artwork, you have your certain vision, like this kind of artwork, you combine two together. So sometimes do you visualize your artwork before you're cutting any paper?
Okay. So about that point, it's when it's like there is a certain message I want to deliver, I already visualize it.
Nice.
But when I have a space for myself to create something out of a feeling or a thought, I just go with the flow, with the things that can go with the pictures that I pick. So I do not visualize it, I just visualize the feeling to express it.
Nice. Visualize the feeling to express it, and and the result is more amazing for you.
Yes, it
Nice. And also there is something else. Now I am an amateur. I will be an expert in this field. Can you show us about the steps? I know easy for me to combine everything, but I know for sure as an expert like you, I saw in a workshop, there is a steps. Tell me about the step to create a collage artwork.
I'm not an expert. I am an explorer, or let's say I'm a self-explorer. So when I go for the steps, the main step to create a collage is you have to go through your feelings first.
Okay.
How do you feel, and how do you think about that feeling, and how you feel about that feeling? These are the things that you should be considering the first thing. And then you can go with those feelings, you can pick the pictures and the colors that base on it. And the rest of the process is cutting and just laying the layout and just seeing where to go, which picture and what sides, and how to cut it and what colors to collect. That's it.
That's it, and then people go with the flow.
Yes, exactly, because it's going to be unintentional. So the joy of it is you just expressing yourself without knowing that you have to express it in a certain way.
I noticed like this is like imagine this is like an artwork. Can I put a new artwork in the top? Like every time I can create something new in the same paper?
Yeah.
Even if I do like like old artwork like this, I will put something new.
Sometimes you can get the idea or to change it, but sometimes you get the satisfaction of that picture, so you can just stop. And most of the time, creating collages actually taken from a picture that is already an art. So you just, you know, if you want to remix something, change the concept of it or change the point of view of it. But it used to be an art, but you just change it with your touch.
Nice. And even instead, I see all this and amazing tools. There is a tablet here also.
Yeah.
I know like you are a collage artist, but even you are a surrealism, digital artwork.
Yes.
Can you show us some for your artwork? And
Sure.
when you are into this kind of digital art?
Digital art actually was recent. I started it 2020.
Okay.
Before that, I just go with the handmade.
Who showed you the first time? Like go with the digital art.
So I got the tablet and I felt like, why don't I create for myself what I do by my handmade collages? And then I found that there are applications that I can create with it collages. So I downloaded and I practiced, and then I had the ideas flowing.
So this one improves you in your like actual artwork?
This one is different.
Yes.
This one is easier for me to take everywhere, and I can reshape the size or change the color of the picture, which is way too easier to deal with. But this one is more peaceful.
Peaceful.
Yeah.
But I noticed some of the collages, they give you like an ensemble, you can combine, right?
It's kind of sometimes it can be, it's like automatically applied, but the joy of it is gonna be done. So you have to enjoy the process of it.
I saw different artworks. I hear reviews. There's like an amazing artworks here, but we'll show it to you later. But the way you are creating is like random things. Nothing like there is a space here. It's like a universe here. It's like some tables, nature. So where did you take your passion from, nature or from something when you travel?
By observing.
Observing.
Yeah.
From
everything.
everything.
I mean, even the small details that some people might not notice. Like, let's say, waves while sitting on the beach. Let's say the sound of the leaves. A feeling of a person and how they express it. So many things that actually can be inspiring.
Nice. So that's the way people say you have to travel to catch something new. So do you believe like an artist like you, when you travel, you get something new techniques or new inspiration?
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to leave the space. It's just to travel by your head or your mind, because having a creative mind can take you anywhere you want to go.
Did you travel this with you?
Oh yeah, yes.
Even in the airplane?
Yes.
You do
yes,
something?
I do collage even on the airplanes and in airports, yeah.
Airport, and even you negotiate with your family sometimes what to do?
Sometimes, yeah, I ask them, what do you think about this? Does it have the message I want to deliver? Do you see the message I want to deliver? So sometimes I do want them to understand exactly what I want to express.
Your kind of art.
Yeah.
That's why you always see your word and your place, and we are very proud of you. We can say all the times, our guest Fatma, Alqallaf, good times run very fast. We didn't fill the time. Thank you so much for great hospitality. Your last words to the camera, and this is your audience if you want to say something to them.
My last words is be yourself, express yourself, and just enjoy that you have emotions and feelings and thoughts, and just allow them to be.
Thank you so much for the great hospitality, dear viewers. You saw already these scissors and this kind of tools created like a masterpiece because of your emotions to everybody. We reached the end of our episode for today. Hope you enjoyed our segment. See you next time and have a good day.